Wherever Rosie O'Donnell's gone, she's probably eating a leprechaun. She's our hero of the day for leaving America if Trump won and relocating to Ireland, where she's still not funny. So many celebs say they're going to do it but never do, but she does. But does she have any regrets?
I have no regrets. Not a day has gone by that I thought it was the wrong decision. I was welcomed with open arms. I knew after reading Project 2025 that if Trump got in, it was time for me and my non-binary child to leave the country.
In a clash filled with overcooked opinions and undercooked comebacks, Greg Gutfeld and Megyn Kelly just took Rosie O'Donnell to the intellectual woodshed, and they forgot to bring a filter. This wasn't a debate. It was a roast served on a silver platter of snark, with Rosie as a main course. Gutfeld came out swinging with punchlines, Megyn brought the receipts, and Rosie brought, well, confusion. If you love chaos, pettiness, and the art of a verbal vaporization, congratulations, you just found your new favorite train wreck.
Greg Gutfeld, join me now. But where are they now? Political style. By the way, they never give you the real reason why they're leaving. Like Ellen DeGeneres says she was going to London because of Trump. No, it's because she was a monster and everybody hates her. That's the same thing with Rosie. You know why she's leaving, right? You know why she's leaving. Literally an ego trip. Once nobody likes you, you just leave.
Rosie O'Donnell, a name that once echoed through daytime talk shows like confused foghorn, loud, persistent, but somehow always off-key. Imagine a career trajectory shaped like a roller coaster built by a committee of clowns, full of sudden drops, chaotic twists, and that one guy who forgot to fasten his seatbelt. That's Rosie for you. If self-importance were an Olympic sport, she'd have more gold medals than Michael Phelps. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Because I haven't tortured you enough with clips from Nicole Wallace and Rachel Maddow, I decided I saw it, and so you had to as well. The following clip from Sex and the City, their latest sequel. I don't know.
Oh, I know what this is. Oh, no.
I'm sorry, Jashinsky, but it's happening. It's happening.
Oh, no.
For the listening audience, we're about to see Miranda, the character played by Cynthia Nixon, who is so annoying, in bed with a virgin nun played by Rosie O'Donnell. I just threw up a little in my mouth. Go ahead, roll it.
Are amazing. Oh, I have never experienced anything like that.
Ew. Oh my God. I'm so grossed out, Emily. You have to talk. I can't.
Remember when Rosie was a queen of daytime TV? She ruled with a style that was part Martha Stewart, part I will yell at you until you cry, all sprinkled with a dash of did she really just say that on live television? It was an era when viewers weren't sure if they were watching a talk show or a full-contact verbal wrestling match. She wasn't just hosting. She was throwing verbal punches like a caffeinated prize fighter who'd read one too many self-help books.
Apparently America couldn't be happier, but like I said, she's our hero of the day for doing what so many other celebs don't have the guts to do. Wow, first Ellen, now Rosie. Makes you wonder what lesbian will leave next.
And then, like a bad sequel nobody asked for, Rosie took her talents elsewhere. If by talents, you mean her unique ability to turn any platform into a stage for endless outrage. Whether it was politics, pop culture, or basically anything under the sun, Rosie had an opinion, and she wasn't shy about unleashing it with all the subtlety of a bull in a china shop.
Else betrays them. Not disclosing when you're in bed with somebody that you have herpes. It's important to disclose before you have interludes that you have the herpes virus. I'm sorry, Exhibit A, here is Rosie O'Donnell bitching and moaning about her favorite person, Donald Trump. I think this is before she moved. I can't keep track of where she's living in the world to avoid him. Watch.
Enter Greg Gutfeld and Megyn Kelly, two sharp-tongued TV personalities who, between their own brand of charm and a penchant for sarcastic repartee, have perfected the art of taking down oversized egos one sarcastic barb. At a time, watching them unload on Rosie is like watching a finely tuned machine take apart a rusted oversized appliance, inevitable, satisfying, and a bit cathartic.
She came out later and told the world she has Donald Trump inflicted herpes from stress. And I wonder, Eliana, whether really there was a legal obligation there for her to disclose that to the character of Miranda.
I have to say she seems to be in a lot worse condition than Rachel Maddow and Nicole Wallace in terms of fighting fascism or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't even have a response to that.
No, you
Like
can't. It's
anybody
stomach
wants to
turn.
see that.
It's too
Like
upsetting.
anybody wanted to
Donald
see
Trump
that.
would never inflict herpes on Rosie O'Donnell. I think he's made that very clear.
Rose's political commentary. Oh, that's a rich vein. She often tries to channel the spirit of political activism, but ends up more like confused tourist lost in a city she barely understands. It's like watching someone try to play chess while only knowing how the pawns move, and then yelling at the other players for being too aggressive. The level of misplaced certainty is staggering, as if every tweet, every loud rant was a Nobel-worthy thesis rather than just noise pollution. And don't get me started on her attempt at being a social media influencer for wokeness. If being loud and angry was a metric for moral superiority, Rosie would be the supreme overlord. But spoiler alert, it's not her virtue. Signaling often comes off less inspiring activist, and more that one person in the party who ruins everything by lecturing about carbon footprints while ordering a double cheeseburger. The hypocrisy is deliciously palpable. Let's talk about her infamous Twitter tantrums, those digital firestorms where she battles foes like they're mortal enemies, yet often comes off as a Twitter version of a toddler who just dropped their ice cream cone. Her social media presence is less engaging discourse and more angry cat ladies screaming into the void. And the void, it mostly just sigh and moves on.
Truly, she seems miserable, and it doesn't really matter where she goes. She's trying to get away from whatever is inside her, because I looked at her and I go like, wow, she has changed.
I mean, she's changed, but she's also the same. But I love that she deported herself because she's so upset about the illegals being deported. So she deported herself, which is good for her. But I don't know if she really did her homework because Ireland has a ton of illegals.
Yeah.
In fact, Ireland and the United States are both actually right up there. England's not doing much better. So Ellen DeGeneres and Rosie O'Donnell, I guess, are where they should be. But I love that they actually did go forward because...
Then there's a habit of dragging everyone into her drama, whether it's former friends, celebrities, or the general public. Rosie has a knack for turning minor disputes into epic sagas of betrayal and victimhood. It's a plot line so repetitive and exhausting it could fuel a daytime soap opera for decades, and yet she never seems to notice how little sympathy she actually garners, because when you're constantly casting yourself as a perpetual victim, eventually people start to suspect you might actually be the villain. Greg and Megyn's roast is less of a roast and more of a public service announcement. This is what happens when you take yourself way too seriously, throw logic out the window, and let your ego run wild like a kid in a candy store. They break down Rose's antics with a combination of its sarcasm and an almost surgical precision that leaves no room for rebuttal, because let's face it, Rose's response would probably just be another episode of incoherent rambling or rant about how the media is out to get her. Their jabs aren't just personal. They cut right through the pretense. Rosie tries to masquerade as some sort of cultural prophet, but under the layers of loud shirts and louder opinions is just a frustrated woman clinging desperately to relevance. Watching Greg and Megyn dismantle her is like watching a carefully constructed sandcastle wash away under tide of truth, and it's oddly satisfying to witness.
Oh my God. I'm so grossed out, Emily. You have to talk. I can't.
You're grossed out, but you're not sorry. You're just forced up.
Why should I be the only one who suffers? You all have to suffer. We're in it together.
I guess I saw it trending, and I was like, "Oh, I can't click on this. I can't." And you know what? Actually, though, I think by watching it, it's just such an example of how bad the writing is on that show. Like the writing on some of these shows, it's like they put it into like progressive chat GPT and come up with just like the worst dialogue. It's so bad.
Rosie O'Donnell's career as a cautionary tale talent alone can only take you so far if you insist on alienating everyone around you with a cocktail of self-righteousness and erratic behavior. She's managed to turn what could have been a successful media career into a series of public meltdowns that even reality TV would reject for being too over the top. And just to sweeten the pot, Rosie's recent attempts at political commentary sound less like informed opinions and more like conspiracy theory. Enthusiast on a caffeine binge, she flings accusations with the subtlety of a toddler throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping something will stick. Spoiler, most of it just slides right off, leaving a mess that she's too proud to clean up. While Rosie might fancy herself the champion of the people, Greg and Megyn reveal a different picture, one of a woman trapped in her own echo chamber, screaming into the abyss and wondering why nobody's clapping their takedown isn't just about roasting Rosie. It's a masterclass in how to take down someone who spent years building their brand on outrage and entitlement.